Hello there, all
It's
you
me.
lovelies. And it's me.
Here we are, week 3 of the
Kanto.
Kanto.
All right, we're just gonna do this. All right, cool. Let's do this.
I am Adam, your now undefeated. I am defeated.
You have been defeated.
I have been defeated. Charizard champions. And I am here with today.
This is Trevor, the czar of the Detroit Lions, the undefeated number 1 in the league, Detroit Lions.
This is true. He is number 1, no matter which way you look at it.
No matter which way.
Number 1 in the league.
Yeah.
Going with that, we'll just jump right into. I guess we can go through the standings real quick.
Yep, standings.
Obviously, Trevor, Austin in second, Matt's in third.
Yep.
Matt's in third.
Good job, Matt.
Chris, David, Blake, Kirk, Hayden, and poor Kyle. Kyle, I am so sorry, man. You were having just a rough time in this league right now.
A little bit. Don't worry, your luck's gonna turn around. I can feel it. Right here in the heart. And yes.
Travis Donners, he's still working from, sort of, kind of.
I'm so sorry, Kyle.
Yeah.
So sorry.
It's okay, Kyle. It's gonna be okay, I promise. So,
But Kyle did just make a trade with Hayden for Crawdon for Hippowdon, though.
a very interesting trade.
Very interesting trade.
It brings a dark type to Kyle's team, which he
does.
definitely needed.
I don't really. I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Got it.
So we're gonna jump right into the match. Chris and Kyle, which was their first match. Kyle, I don't know why you would bring 4 Pokemon that are weak to Bug to a Mega Scizor fight.
That was
That right there was just like, why?
It was a very questionable
goodness.
decision.
I didn't really know how to handle that situation.
I think the Hippowdon could have definitely helped in that match.
Oh yeah, if he had Hippowdon right there, boom, wall.
Nothing Scizor could have done to Hippowdon.
But the match was really weird.
It was very weird.
Chris.
So Chris, Ghost does not, in fact, resist Ghost.
No, Ghost is actually super effective against Ghost.
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
So
just so we're clear.
Yep. I think you might have discovered that in the match, though. So.
And I forgot where we left off. I know we were talking about Chris and Kyle. This match was really different with the Trick Room set up first turn, which was really nice for Kyle.
Yeah.
Because he does have a lot of slower Pokemon.
And the Reuniclus.
And Reuniclus kind of just ran shop.
Yeah, well, I consider Reuniclus personally as one of the best Trick Room users in the game, period. It has such a wide move pool. It's super slow. It adds a bit of bulk to it, so where it can take a hit to set up the Trick Room. That it can run shop with the team, especially with the abilities that it has. It has fantastic abilities with Magic Guard and Regenerator. So, being able to set up that Trick Room first turn really helped Kyle a lot to be able to just do some major damage.
I don't know if the crit really mattered against the Mamoswine with the Psychic.
I don't think so.
But Mamoswine doesn't have the best special.
If it was Psyshock, then I would say definitely. Yeah. But Psychic,
yeah. But overall, a little tidbit. Chris, you should really learn the typing of the Pokemon that you're going against and what they're weak against. Because the previous week you tried to Dragon Tail a Fairy type.
No, Chris, you're okay. You're doing fine, buddy. Don't worry. Don't listen to Adam.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to Adam. You're fine.
All right, Trevor and David. This match, you kind of just murdered David.
Yeah, he didn't have the best matchup for me, and when I was team building, it was right before I started team building for him. He traded Xatu for Murkrow, and that was a very questionable decision. I understand, Murkrow. I can understand why he wanted to pick up Murkrow, but I think he should have waited a week and picked up
Zatu would have handled his biggest problem that he had against you was the Shuckle.
Yep.
Zatu handled Shuckle every day of the week because of Magic Bounce. Shuckle could literally do nothing to it.
He could knock off and
knock off and do
10%.
Maybe 10 the first time, and then maybe doing like 2 or 3 the next time.
Yeah.
And then you're recovering like 8% with leftovers.
Exactly. Like,
well, that wouldn't matter. You knocked it off.
No, I knocked off the...
Yeah.
But with Roost. There you go.
With Roost.
So,
but Magic Bounce against a Pokemon that specifically only sets up hazards is 100% counter to it.
Yeah. So it was just a questionable decision. Now, bringing the Murkrow in first turn and taunting me was the right play. I just happened to have the mental herb for it to be able to just not care about the taunt.
Yeah.
And I had the knockoff for the next turn to be able to EVLA because I knew he was going to...
I know David wanted to get the Thunder Wave off on the Clef Key, but it wasn't worth sacrificing.
You mean the Sylveon?
Oh, sorry, the Sylveon. Wasn't worth sacrificing Murkrow.
Murkrow could have done a lot if he had come in on, like, let's say Metagross just kills something. Well, switches in the Murkrow, Thunder Wave, there you go. Metagross is severely hindered at that point. So, but overall, I felt, obviously, it was a good match for me, but...
boosted your KD by 5 points.
Listen, I felt that David's choices on Pokemon that he brought, it was kind of questionable. I didn't really agree with the Cloyster. I would have brought Slowbro instead, and maybe instead of I agree with the Hitmontop. If he could find a way to fit in Conkeldurr, those two were probably the things that I was most scared of, and the fact that he didn't bring it was just kind of like
David's Cloyster choice was very good. Except I tried to inform David that a special Cloyster would have just been better because you have mons that take physical hits.
Right.
Not so much mons that want to take special hits. And although Cloyster doesn't have the best special attack, but after a Cell Smash, that's still a +2 Hydro Pump and or Scald. So
honestly, the Hydro Pump probably would have OHKO'd the Metagross.
Yeah.
After a Shell Smash, and that would have been I would have been in trouble at that point. So
yeah, because then it could kill Shuckle. It would have killed Sylveon because Sylveon was physically defensive.
Fully physically defensive.
Yeah.
So
it would have done a lot of damage.
Hey, they know that they can use the. I opened up lanes for them. They know that.
That was the coach of the Southwest Swamperts
deciding to interrupt with the other interruptions that we've had so far.
Yep.
Anyway, but just the match kind of just really fell into my favor after a while. Choice Band of Victini is so stupid. Just
oh yeah, especially with Recreate, one of like the strongest moves in the game.
Yeah. Well, like he switched in the Porygon 2 to take a hit from Victini. The right play. It just so happened that nothing can take a V-Create. Whoops.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Slowbro would have. Slowbro would have taken a V-Create.
Absolutely. It would have taken like 30% from a Choice Band of V-Create.
Anyway, so we're moving on.
Yeah, and also, real quick, one last thing. Is on the last turn, I used Quick Attack, and Adam here thought I was just rubbing it in his face, like, oh yeah, I beat you. I just was like, I wanted to show off Quick Attack because it was a really creative move.
It was totally a giant slap in the face.
I did not mean it to be a slap in the face, though.
You don't just Quick Attack someone when you 5-0 them. Like...
Well, that was not the intention. I just wanted to put that out there that was not the intention to be a slap in the face. It was just to be like, hey, look, I brought a creative move. Yeah. That was what I meant by it.
Creative move. V-Create.
No.
Okay, we're going to skip this match, but we're going to go to Blake and Kirk. I didn't get much to see this match, but Trevor did, and he's informed me of most of the stuff.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool match. I helped Blake with team building this week a bit, and some of the things that were really cool was they both brought some very creative nicknames, which was hilarious to watch when it happened. Blake bringing the not Zoroark, and Kirk bringing the Blake.
I was really hoping Blake would just, or Kirk would have brought Dinkelberg. Because no one has brought full Dinkelberg team against Blake since me. And I think Rotom Mo only nickname should be Dinkelberg.
It's undergrowth for the
No,
season.
no, it's Dinkelberg.
Listen, as the coach that is in control of Road to Mow, I get to choose. So I choose undergrowth.
Anyway, so I hear that Blake brought a Choice Specs Venusaur.
And the whole reason behind that is because after Choice Specs, Frenzy Plant could OHKO the Steelix, the Mega Steelix, which was crazy. And so it ended up working, but not quite in the way that we had planned for it. It ended up OHKOing the Wigglytuff. And after that, in comes the Ledian. And on the turn that Venusaur has to recharge, because he can't do anything, Ledian infested the Venusaur, trapping it.
Awesome!
So,
it's so good!
So since he was sitting there Choice Specs into Frenzy Plant.
And Ledian 4 times resists it, so
Yeah.
probably wasn't doing much damage, even though it is a Ledian. But Ledian's base special defense is its best stat. It's like 115.
Something crazy like that. And another funny point about that is that Kirk didn't know it was Specs, so he was sitting there encoring him into Frenzy Plant, thinking that he wasn't Specs, so that he had to keep doing that over and over again. When in reality, he had to do it anyway. So
that's so funny.
Now,
early in the match, I was there when Kirk had the Super Mega Howlucha set up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Howlucha was +2 attack with the Unburden, and literally the saving grace was Alakazam with Focus Sash.
Alakazam will save your life if you let him.
But if it wasn't Focus Sash, it would have been a sweep for Kirk right
Absolutely.
there. Right there. Lucha would have just freaking acrobatics his entire team away.
100%.
Oh,
That's
my
exactly
goodness.
what would have happened. And fortunately, in team building, we decided that Focus Sash was probably going to be the best.
Which 100% was the right call.
Absolutely.
Every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
And unless you're running Life Orb, Focus Sash is the other item you read on Alakazam.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then
the Snorlax is really what helped. Once Kirk's team was whittled down a bunch, the Snorlax was able to just kind of come in and wall everything, take negligible damage, and just kill everything to save the day for the Shmoody Island Slowking. So, pulling out the win for Blake.
Good first win.
First win of the season for Shmoody Island Slowkings.
Now, we are going into probably one of the saltiest matches of this week. Hayden and Matt.
Ooh.
Not so much Matt, but Hayden kind of has a big salt chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I
think it's understandable.
Let me paint the scene for you. Last season, Matt did horrible.
Yeah, pretty bad.
This season, Matt's pretty good. He's in top 3 right now.
Yep.
Which, congratulations, Matt. But Hayden is a very confident battler, and he does prepare very well. But it's hard to prepare when you just get RNG'd to death.
Yeah.
This is how the match opened up. Entei Clawitzer. Now, this Clawitzer, Matt had no idea, but this Clawitzer was 100% defensive. It had Bold Nature with max defense EVs and HP EVs to live hits all day. Opens up with the Entei to Clawitzer. Entei switches out into Gyarados. Clawitzer goes for Water Pulse. Does a good amount, did like 25% to a Gyarados.
That's crazy.
So Gyarados then Mega Evolves and goes for Bounce.
Boing.
Up here. Boom. Bounce. Clawitzer wins for Aura Sphere. Super effective move. Mega Launcher Boost. Good move. Hayden then proceeded to switch out into Klefki.
To resist the hit. I mean, that's the right call.
Right claw.
Right call.
Right call.
That's what I said. That's totally what I said.
I heard caw.
Shh.
Caw.
Shh. Continue.
Gyarados then proceeded to bounce his giant Mega Butt on top of this little poor keychain. And then this little poor keychain was like, why would you do that to me? And then got paralyzed.
Yep.
The Pokemon that you want to paralyze everything else gets paralyzed.
And that just kind of set the tone for the whole match right there.
So, he gets paralyzed that following turn, and then got full parried. And then, Klefki switches out and brings in Miss Magius. Miss Magius, or I think Gyarados got another full para because Miss Magius didn't take any damage. Miss Magius went for a Thunderbolt, which if it was a normal Gyarados, obviously just would have killed.
Right.
4 times effective, obviously going to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Now Mega Gyarados gets a major buff to his defenses.
Yep.
So I think Mega Gyarados special defense is like 150 or something like that. It's stupid. It's stupid high.
There's no way it's that
It's
high.
stupid high.
It's probably closer to like 115, but all right.
We're finding out right
We're
now.
finding this out live on the scene. Wait for it. Wait for it. Come on, you can do
Nope,
this.
I can't do this. I can't.
You can do this. Come on.
I can't do this.
Wait for it. Use the technologies.
We're gonna find out together.
130.
Okay, 130.
Okay,
That's
it was
still-
like, that was the halfway point between what
That's
we
still
said,
stupid high.
That's still
stupid
That's a
high.
lot higher than I thought it was.
So Gyarados lives with 5 health. Legitimately, just 5 health.
Yep.
Oh. Lives on 5 health.
5 health. Oh my god.
And then proceeded to kill Miss Magius with the waterfall.
Yeah, that was probably pretty obvious.
And then I believe who came in after that? I think actually Clauditzer might have came in and finished off. I don't really remember.
That was something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Clauditzer came in and got a kill off on it. I'm trying to think. Who did Hayden bring? Who did Hayden bring? Or it might have been
he had the
Darmanitan.
Hariyama. And-
Hariyama had a different play in this whole story.
Oh, he did.
He had a different play in this entire story. Anyway, so later on in the match, it's Bisharp versus Mega Stabili, and Bisharp ended up winning up that matchup for him.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Anyway, Hayden made a good comeback, and he was up 2-1, and he had
Hariyama
Clauditzer and Horiyama. He had Clauditzer dropped to Entei's extreme speed, which he did the calc and had a 50% chance to do that.
No, it was Hariyama first because the last turn was the way it started with Clauditzer versus Entei.
Was it? Yes, maybe. Yes. I don't remember. Anyway, Horiyama ends up going against Entei at the very end. And if Horiyama would have brought Earthquake, Hayden would have won the match. Mm-hmm. If Horiyama had Guts, Hayden would have won the match.
He had thick fat, right?
He had thick fat, which was smart. It's still smart. Still resist the fire move.
Yeah, it took the hits.
Matt went for
super well.
Flare Blitz, and Hayden went for Knockoff.
Yep.
Did a good amount.
Knocked off that Assault Vest.
Mm-hmm. And then Matt went for Sacred Fire and got the burn, and was able to live the close combat from Horiyama, and then it took it out with an extreme speed or another Sacred Fire. One of the two.
I think it was a Sacred Fire.
Yeah. And Matt won with the 1-0.
Yep. And Entei finished off the match, and Matt walked away with the win. So, better luck next time, Hayden.
Yeah.
The Hax Gods were not in your favor. You have to sacrifice at least 3 shinies in order for them to be in your favor. Mm-hmm. I know from experience. So.
Or you need to hatch over 1,000 eggs and not get a shiny.
Yep. That's about it. So.
By the way, my total egg count right now is 1,190.
That's stupid.
It's so still no shiny Aaron.
Stupid.
It's okay.
Now it's okay. I'm gonna get the shiny Metagross and like 3 eggs. So when I actually go for it.
All right. Last match, the cross match.
Crossover.
Austin and Nick. This was a really good matchup because both these guys had big threats on each other's sides. But Nick does what Nick does best and had some derpy plays.
Yeah, there was a couple derpy plays.
Nick knew fully well that the Abomasnow could kill Suicune, but it could live 1 Wood Hammer from it.
Yep.
And Nick 100% meant to switch out into Barbaracle. Because Barbaracle was supposed to drop to Abomasnow and die to the recoil.
Yep.
Because it was so high. Mm-hmm. And then literally Suicune could have just
manhandled the rest of
his team. Another thing that happened was RNG was on Nick's side, getting the flame body burn, getting the skull burn.
Yeah.
But Azumarill went for Aqua Jet onto Volcarona and got the burn.
Right.
Nick brought in Nidoking and went for Poison Jab. Not a bad move, but when you're banking on Mega Lopunny to bring in the win for you when you're not Mega Evolved yet, and you know that your opponent has an inner focus Mega Gallade and you can't fake out to get the speed boost,
You should absolutely
probably bring it in on the Pokemon that's burned so you can fake it out and get the speed boost, and then you could sweep the rest of his team.
Yeah. That would have been the smartest play right there.
It's because of that right there that Nick wasn't able to win because Mega Gallade literally killing up the rest of his team.
Right. So it was a 2-0, I believe, in
it was a 2-0
Austin's
in
favor.
Austin's favor because of that.
So it
was still a good match. It went
Yeah.
back and forth. They both got. It was really scary when the Suicune started sweating up. The Volcarona. Nick made a very good play against the Kecleon and Quiver Dance on the Sucker Punch,
yeah.
and then Bug Bust and killed it.
Yeah, that was a
nice.
really good. That was a really good prediction
that
right there.
That was nice. I don't know if it was prediction or just good luck, but it played off in your favor, Nick.
Good job. So,
All right. So we're gonna go into next week's matchups. I didn't write anything down because I figured poor Trevor has been here since like 3:30,
That's
and
okay.
right now what's going on 6:30 real time. Fourth wall being broken here.
It's okay. I'm not doing anything anyway because I don't have any.
So the first match is actually against Trevor and Chris. Just so you guys know, I know Trevor isn't in our division to do the recap video with me, but the coach of the
Wobbuffetville Wishmakers.
Yes.
Drew.
Isn't a big fan of doing videos, and I don't blame him. It's your own choice,
Yeah.
and there's tons of you guys that want to help out and do these videos.
And I love doing the videos. I just like being able to talk about Pokemon a lot. So
it's the best part of the whole thing.
exactly, and so I'm more than happy to help Drew out in this situation.
My favorite part about this whole league thing is everyone asking each other for opinions on what they should do for a match, and when they come to me and I'm like, dude, this Pokemon, run, shop, no. Like,
Exactly.
That is my favorite.
I love just spewing nonsense about a game where we fight animals against each other.
In a match where they have no choice.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Trevor versus Chris.
I'm gonna let because I've already done my team prep for this, so I'm gonna let Adam go ahead and just talk everything. So.
The matchup is pretty okay. The Mega matchup, though, Mega Scizor does win the matchup between Mega Metagross and Mega Scizor. Just because of the Bug Bite stab. It does super effective damage, and it just can last longer. That's the only reason. But they both have scary threats, like the Absol with the Sucker Punch does really good damage. But on the same side, Crobat is extremely fast and can hurt a ton of Pokemon on Chris's side. It goes back and forth. Without saying any like spoilers or like trying to give hints to each other's team, it does go both ways majority of the time.
So yeah, I will add one thing, is that Chris, and it's going to be a deadly match for you because you made one fatal mistake. You poked the lion. You don't poke the lion. It's a really bad idea. You know what happens when you poke the lion? You get mauled to death. So it's about to get real scary for you, buddy. So good luck.
All right, Austin and David. Now, they are both tied with win and loss. But the Mega matchup, Mega Gallade versus Mega Garchomp, we already talked about this. The Mega Gallade wins just because it gets a 4 times effective move.
Yeah.
That's
otherwise,
really the only reason.
Otherwise, it would be pretty even without the
without the
without
super
the ice
effective, it does.
They're pretty evenly matched.
Like a stab move from Garchomp is easily 80%.
Yeah, easily. And then the same thing with Gallade to Garchomp. Mm-hmm. So,
one thing I do want to see between these guys is some of their other Pokemon I haven't really seen play yet, like the Crustle and the Avalugg being played. Just because I love Crustle, even though all of you know my Eastern Michigan story about Crustle, how I got swept by one. I got swept by a Crustle.
Yep. It's a truly unfortunate tale, but...
Yeah. But I do like this matchup because Austin has some good walls between...
his UU core.
That's exactly what I was looking at.
It's a
the
fantastic
Arcanine
core.
Roserade Swampert core is amazing. And then, but at the same side, David has Porygon 2, and Porygon 2 doesn't care about your mother.
The only time it cares is when it takes a choice band to be created, and that's just because nothing can take a choice band to be created.
Except the Slowbro.
Except the Slowbro. I'm sorry. But yeah, it'll be an interesting match for sure. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting Pokemon in this match.
I do expect some odd sets to be played, just so like they can get like an extra, like maybe few extra damages off on some Pokemon that they need to come in on.
Right.
But other than that, it will be a good match.
Definitely.
Blake and Kyle, Mega Ampharos versus Mega Beedrill. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. I think Mega Beedrill wins. Just because of Drill Run?
Yeah. It'll depend on whether or not Ampharos
or even an adaptability Poison Jab.
Or an adaptability X-Scissor.
Yeah, because they doesn't get resisted by...
Right. It's going to depend on whether or not Ampharos can live a hit. If Ampharos can live a hit, then Ampharos wins it.
Right.
If Beedrill can one-shot the Ampharos, then Beedrill wins that matchup.
That's what happens when you have a frail Pokemon versus a tank.
Yeah. It's just going to depend on how they build their Megas. Other than that, it's going to be an extremely interesting match.
I, hands down, have to give the matchup to Kyle, just because of Gen 1 probs.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Except Blake Blake has the Mega Beedrill working for him in that case.
And again, Kyle's team is a little bit on the slower side, so if Kyle can't figure out a way around that Mega Beedrill with the speed, it could just completely run shop. But then again, you just picked up Crawdaunt.
Crawdaunt, yeah.
Which Crawdaunt could definitely. Crawdaunt, it does. It's got that. It also has adaptability,
but it does have priority too.
It has the priority to be able to come in and be like, "Hey, Mega Beedrill, how you doing?" Bah! Dead. So,
it'll be a good match. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
I am rooting for Kyle on a little biased side, just because Kyle doesn't have a win yet.
Same here.
There's no offense to you, Blake.
Sorry,
I don't have any offense to you. Now, the only brother versus brother match that is probably happening. Oh no, Montana and Forest battle each other.
Yep.
So the last brother versus brother match,
right?
Unless Anthony and Blake make it to playoffs,
and they decide to do an exhibition match for some reason. Right. So,
Kirk versus Hayden. Hayden just wants to quit. He doesn't want to verse Kirk. Nope.
Really?
Yep. He does not want to verse Kirk. Not even a little bit.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Although he might now, because...
he picked up the Hippowdon.
Yeah, he picked up Hippowdon.
That could definitely work in his favor. Mega matchup, I think, gotta give it to Sableye, just because he can burn the Steelix and he can whittle the Steelix down while the Steelix won't be able to do a tremendous amount back.
Right.
Except maybe with like a heavy slam.
Isn't Steelix's hidden ability Sand Force?
It is.
So
with the Hippowdon, it could be a huge problem. So
yeah.
Hayden,
Hayden can just run the hidden ability Hippowdon,
which is also Sand Force.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We all know that Kirk likes to play the I'm going to set layers and layers of hazards on you and have you wither yourself down.
Yeah.
Which Kirk does it very well.
Yes, he does. And he has the team for it, too.
Yeah.
So the only issue I could see for Hayden
is not having Mega Sableye in.
Right.
And...
fortunately for Hayden, Mega Sableye is one of the best ways to just push it all back on your opponents. So, you've got that. And then, if he decides to set up the Toxic Spikes, you do have the Florges for, like...
Aromatherapy
or if like paralysis or anything like that, that would be helpful.
But if, like, say Darmanitan gets poisoned, he doesn't worry about being paralyzed.
This is true. So
just saying. Although I do have to kind of give the matchup to Kirk, just because Hayden doesn't have a whole lot to deal with Kirk.
Yeah.
I think Kirk's just gonna mess with Hayden the entire time.
It could happen.
I'm excited to see this match.
This is going to be a very good match.
It's going to be a very long match. It might win the longest. I think as of right now, me and Zach have the longest match from week 1.
For this season.
For this season. It's 45 turns.
I think the overall record is 49. 48 or 49 with, I think it was Hayden
and Kyle.
Yep.
Because it was Blissey and Florges.
Yep. And they're just sitting there like, hi, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing calm mine.
Exactly. Glad we both went to the same place.
All right, now the last matchup, the cross match, Matt versus Forrest. We have Mega Gyarados and Mega Sceptile. Mega Gyarados wins.
Really?
It could live a hit from Mega Sceptile.
Yeah, it could.
And then it just retaliates back with an Ice Fang.
This is true. Sceptile's not going to live in Ice Fang at all.
No.
So, not in the slightest.
Now, if Sceptile has a sub up and then hits behind the sub, it can do it because it can outspeed.
Because Mega Sceptile's stupid fast. It's like 145 or something like that.
Now, unfortunately for Forrest, he just does not have a good matchup against Mega Gyarados.
Good for Matt. Go Kanto.
Woo! You are in our video right now, so you can't. No bias. Dude, this matchup, Forrest is gonna have to work for this win.
For sure.
Forrest needs this win after coming back from losing 2 weeks in a row, and he just kind of destroyed Zach, unfortunately.
Unfortunately for Zach.
Yeah, unfortunately for Zach. Poor guy's trying so hard to do well in this league. First time coming around. Gets 6-0'd week 1. Wins a good match against a top competitor week 2, and then gets 5-0'd.
Yeah.
Third week. Oh, Zach, I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay. He's learning. That's like one of my favorite things about this whole league is it's a very interesting learning process. Because like just drafting in itself is very different than anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
So, anyway, back to the match.
I have to give the matchup to Matt, unfortunately. The Golden Rod City Shinies does have a good matchup against Forrest. But if Forrest can get rid of that Gyarados, he has a way to go.
And he's got the Hoop Unbound. He's got the... Nothing... everything pretty much in the whole game is two shot by the Hoop Unbound. Forrest has to find a way to be able to get that Hoop Unbound to be able to
hits in.
Yeah, because it's kind of slow and it has really bad defense. So but if it gets a hit in, it's going to do a stupid amount of damage.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. So, Forrest has the tools to be able to pull this one off. It's just, is he going to be able to assemble them in the right way? So,
but that's this week's matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a good week, I think. So,
good luck to all the DHL.
Entire league.
Prep wisely.
Yes, prep very wisely.
We'll see you guys later.
Yep, see ya.